one, I believe it's from Philly, but Thurl. It even sound bad when I say it.
One time I was in Philly. I was downtown at a show. At the end of the night, myself and a few people that I knew were standing outside having a conversation. I ended up talking to this guy. Him and I knew each other in name only. We would greet one another when we seen each other at different events around the city, but that was pretty much the extent of the relationship. It starts to get late, the crowd begins to disperse, and he asks if I can give him a ride to the bus stop. I say sure, no problem. We get in the car and he's telling me about some music that he's working on. So I hand him the aux cord and he starts playing a few of his songs. We end up a few minutes away from the bus stop and I'm like, yo, I can just take you home or drop you off wherever you need to go. He's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, nigga, we in North Philly. The goal is to make it home. He's like, yo, I appreciate that. I'm like, look, I gotta get some gas. You don't have to pay for it, but you're gonna have to pump it. I can't pump no gas with a man in the car. So he starts laughing and he's like, all right, that's cool. We get to the gas station, he hops out, I give him my card, we get some gas, we go. We driving, we vibing. So at a certain point, he gets quiet. He's like, yo, you different. I'm like, different? Different how? So he's hesitating, and he's like, I thought you was uppity. And I'm like, uppity? Like, what you mean? Like, on some Hillary Banks type shit? And he's like, yeah, but you not like that, though. You thorough. Now, on the outside, the real nigga in me is trying to keep my composure. On the inside, I am geeked. A Philly nigga calling you thorough is probably one of the highest compliments that you could ever receive. I appreciated us having that interaction because in that moment, he helped to give me some insight as to how people may perceive me. I feel like I can show up in any room, anywhere in the world confidently with my head held high, and all I have to do is be myself. But he helped to expand my awareness. Long before I open up my mouth and say anything, the way I walk, how I carry myself, my presence, and my aura is going to shape people's initial impression of me. Now, does this mean that I have to change who I am to be more palatable for others? No. But now I can be aware of how I may come off. And interestingly enough, in some of my more recent interactions, I feel as though there's a moment where there's a shift between the stranger and myself where I find that I didn't quite meet whatever expectations they had of me in their mind. And they're actually pleasantly surprised. To this day, being called Thurl is probably one of my favorite compliments that I've ever received. Someone giving me a compliment about my personality or my character means much more than anything that anyone could ever say about my appearance. So if a Philly nigga calls you Thurl, that means you a real one. And there's only a few of us left.